That's all you had to say.
But that's it. So,
you know what, dude? 2014 was so long ago. Like, I don't even remember. Like, those movies, I mean, they sound good, but I mean, they're all, probably in the same score range, in my eyes. But for the drop to be among those movies, I'm not surprised why it got,
lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, drowned it out. Fourth place. You still place, but I mean fourth place. You get a participation trophy, bro, and then
you get a pat on the back.
Yeah, then you get discovered later. On fucking America's Got Talent, or Drop the Mic, whatever you want to say. Dude, how many times have you guys done episodes and then like a week later they're fucking relevant on everything?
Watch. Maybe it won't happen now because I'm going to say it, but something's going to happen with the drop like next week or something.
Yeah.
It always happens. It always happens.
Even in my personal life, I was telling my friends the other day, Mad World came on. We were at a pizzeria or something. Mad World comes on. They're like, why the fuck are they playing this? Like, and I'm
Darko?
Like, yeah, like from Donnie Darko, right?
Was it that version or was it Tears for Fears?
No, it was it was the version from Donnie Darko.
Because I love Tears for Fears version. Anyways.
Anyway, I made a fucked up joke where I was like, do they want everybody to like kill themselves out here right now?
Oh, man. And it didn't take well with the crowd?
No. It was
you
fun.
bombed, dude?
No, I didn't bomb.
Okay.
But we started talking about Donnie Darko, and my buddy's like, did you know that isn't there some kind of sequel or something? I was like, oh yeah, S. Darko, and it basically, the movie sucks, but it's supposed to be focusing on his little sister Samantha Darko for some reason, who's in Sparkle Motion in the first movie. But it makes no sense that that's the story that they want to tell.
Yeah, what happens to Frank?
And yeah, I think there's some kind of bunny in it or whatever. I don't remember it, but
shoot, Frank. So
that movie organically comes up, right? And then I think it was yesterday. Nightmare on what is it? What's that Nightmare podcast, James?
Well, which one?
The Nightmare podcast?
Like whatever.
Oh, Nightmare on Film Street.
Nightmare on Film Street. They post that it's S. Darko's anniversary.
Oh.
Just yesterday.
Subliminal.
And it's like right after, like we brought that up, completely organic. I had no idea it was going to be the anniversary. And that stuff happens all the time. I
might have to take a page out of James's book and say, spooky.
It's spooky.
Yeah. I mean, and you saw like when we did Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden all this Street Fighter stuff was just like there.
That's
when
fun.
Nobody was. I picked that movie and it was just because I literally wanted to just talk about that movie. It was for no reason.
Didn't that happen with the Tombstone thing too? They didn't they release like some artwork or something, or that always happens with movies that you pick within the month. Mm-hmm. I think they secretly listen to us. There has to be. Maybe it's all part of a matrix or a simulation. I don't know. I don't know, man.
That'd be cool. Not complaining.
I did like Tom Hardy's character enough to say that he would be a really good Lenny from Mice and Men. Like, he reminded me of that character because he had the dog and the whole like Saint Rocco thing. How many times have they used the whole badass guy with the dog, and then they fuck with the dog? Because I remember that shit back in, Turner and Hooch, but 25th Hour, John Wick, countless other ones, but I felt like this one was a little bit different because they brought Saint Rocco, and that's an actual fucking saint from the Bible, and he had a dog with him. I don't know the full story. I was going to look it up.
I think it was he's dying, and the dog brings him
food
while he's dying of some disease.
Some leg plague or something?
Yeah, the plague.
Okay. Well, I thought that was pretty cool because the fact that Hardy never took the body of Christ in his every time he went to church. He never went to go get the fucking the body of Christ, the fucking bread thing. You know, what is it called? The offering.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like it was ironic that he was symbolized as Rocco because he was refusing the body of Christ. He was refusing, I guess, the good word, because he was just basically feeling guilty for killing the guy. What was his name? Richie, or I can't remember. Richie Wayland's, yeah. So he just was feeling guilty. But I felt like it was very symbolic how he found that dog, and he kind of took in the saint, you know, because even what's her name? Nomi? What's the chick's name
in the movie?
In the movie, I forget her name. Nadia. Nadia even says like, "Oh, you're still part of the gang. The gang, you know, you're still in that life." And he's like, "No, I just tend to the ball." You know, he thinks in his mind he thinks he's clean of it, but he's not, dude. He's still a killer, dude. But you just don't realize it. Like, he's still a fucking wise guy, no matter what. He's connected, no matter what. So, I think that's just very symbolic of why he didn't take the body of Christ. That's what I took from it, you know.
Also with the dog, what I loved is that it wasn't necessarily that he saved the dog, but more maybe the dog came and like saved him. You know what I mean? Because once he finds that dog in the trash can, it's like transitions him into he wants to be a better person. He brings down his guard. You know what I mean? He's able to try to start or kindle up like a relationship or whatever you want to call it with Nadia.
I thought that was super bizarre, dude. When she walked up to him and took his picture and was like, "I'm sending this to 4 people." I was like, I was like, do they know each other already, or what the fuck's going on? He's all like, "Oh, I can't get my wallet. It's in my pocket." I thought she was gonna just take the wallet and run. Like, I didn't understand. I was like, I would fucking never do that in Brooklyn. You know, to a stranger, and he's just walking down the street and finds a dog in the trash can.
In her trash can.
Yeah. Do you think he actually had the chip? Or you think he just made all that shit up because Gandalf, you know, paid him off or whatever?
Well, I mean, he shows him the papers. He had some kind of papers.
He flashed some bullshit.
He could have been faking it. I mean,
that's why maybe he was faking it because he didn't want to give him the papers.
Because he even asked him, he's like, "Can I get the papers now?" He's like, "What fucking papers?" Like, he just forgot or something.
And he's like, "That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the 10 grand.
No, he said, "That's a deal."
Yeah, he said, he goes back and he's like, "No, that's a deal."
Fucking fake ass Jared Leto ass motherfucker. Yeah, he was a good character, but I didn't really like him, dude. I was like,
I don't think you were supposed to like him.
Yeah, he did his job, whatever.
Yeah, man.
Good creep.
He definitely tests when he's like sneaking into Bob's house, leaves the fucking umbrella and shit in the cage.
Yeah, or the part where he snuck into Nadia's house and makes the sandwich, and he's like preparing what he's gonna say to her. He's like
rehearsing what he's gonna say.
He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you somewhere nice." He's just like, "Yo, go get, you know, dress up or something." He's like, "I just want to see how he's doing or whatever." I was like, "What the fuck is this creep guy doing in this house right now, dude?"
I think he was a little crazy too.
Oh yeah.
But the big thing about this movie is that,
well, yeah, they said he went to the
loony bin.
The loony bin for a month or 30 days or whatever.
But he was actually inside there when Richie Wayland's was killed.
Was murdered,
that's the big twist of this film that we haven't talked about yet, is that this guy's going around trying to get street cred.
Which is weird.
Yeah, taking credit for a murder that he did not commit. And then he unknowingly fucks with the guy who did kill Richie.
Do you think that was his intention the whole time? Tom Hardy's character, that's why he knew, like, oh, this guy's really not a fucking killer. Like, that's why he knew.
Yeah.
Because they interact a lot in the movie to the point where he's all, like, kind of, like, comfortable enough to be really close to the guy. Like, he invites him into his house.
Well, because he knew who Deeds before he knew what he looked like. Because Marv and Bob had a conversation about it.
He's that was Deeds right there? Yeah, I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost like Deeds was known around the neighborhood, far
Imagine
before.
that, dude. You go out and you fucking kill somebody, and then some other guy's like, yeah, I killed him, and you're like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, like...
Oh, really?
Oh, you did, huh?
And that's why he's fucking with him at the end, where he's like, so, where's your partner? What's his name?
Yeah.
What's his name again? And he's like, you wouldn't be a good partner if you knew who he was, now would you?
Yeah. So, you said that there's always an underlying theme of being alone in the movie, right? Like,
yes.
he's completely alone, and even it closes out the movie where he parks in a garage and he's alone with the dog. Mm-hmm. Is that a part of... Do you know if that's part of the Rocco, not mythology, but story in the Bible? Because I feel like it kind of relates. Like, why would they take that?
Well, he does have this small monologue where he says that he doesn't. Maybe there's not really a devil.
Oh, that's right.
And
when you die,
when you die and you get to the gates of heaven,
and God's like, nah. He's like, nah. You go stay alone out there.
You got to be alone forever.
Yeah, I thought that part was pretty cool. He's like. And God's like, nah.
The way he delivers that, like, so deadpan, straight, like, nah. He's like, nah.
Nah. You gotta stay out there forever. Alone. So James had to leave. And he gave it a 9. I guess I'll pick up from there and say, it in the beginning, it was kind of, not slow, but kind of like
you don't really know where it's going.
Yeah, you don't really. You have an idea of what's happening because of if you've seen the trailer or if you kind of are a fan of these type of movies. But I liked the slow burn in the beginning, and then you finally, I think after that first robbery, you figure out that James Gandolfini's character is in on it. And it's like, whoa, what's really going on here? I want to give it like a 7.5 to an 8 for sure. I'll give it an 8, dude. Only because to me it has good replay value and it has good suggestion value. Meaning like I can suggest you should watch this, or like I recommend you should watch this, especially if you haven't seen it and you like those type of crime drama movies. It kind of reminded me of like in the vein of a little bit of like Running Scared, a little bit of Departed.
Mm-hmm. That snappy dialogue.
Yeah, that real.
You could definitely sample some stuff.
Yeah. Donnie Brasco-ish.
Yeah.
Very, very Brasco-ish. And even though he was his cousin, it was kind of like a father-son dynamic between them, especially because you hear and you see that Bob's character's parents are both dead. You see their little memoir leaflets of where their funeral or whatever, and so you see that when he takes in the dog, and so you kind of see him as like he kind of sees like cousin Marv as like a father figure a little bit, especially since they ran with the gang. I thought it was good, man. I'll give it an 8, man, for sure. And the music was really good too. There was a couple points in the movie where the music stood out and it added to the scene. It added suspense to the scene. So anytime that happens, kudos to the music composer. For sure.
And in this case, it was Marco Beltrami, who's done a bunch of stuff, including the Scream soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Or score, I should say. Score.
That's cool, man. Yeah. Like I said, there was a couple parts where it was like suspenseful, and you have to have a good sound for that, because if you don't, it kind of will make or break the scene. So to have a good score like that, I mean, that's another character in the movie for sure, dude.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. Check Blade 2, Mimic.
Oh, Mimic was good.
A Quiet Place, The Omen, fucking Dracula 2000.
Yeah.
most recently Venom 2.